Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations coming at you today with another Skylanders Ring of Heroes revamped video. That is right, today we're going to be diving into my personal top 5 beginners tips that you need to know starting on day 1 all the way through the first week of playing the game. So, as always, before we dive in, if you are new to the channel and you would like to stay up to date on the latest and greatest mobile games, then be sure to smash that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notification every time we drop a video. And with that being said, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing we've got on our list today is going to be none other than the massive question that we get no matter what game it is that we are playing, and that is going to be, do you pop off gems for summons? And especially on day 1 as a free-to-play player, what it is that you need to do. And that is going to be, in my personal opinion, again, it's my opinion, take it as you will, but nevertheless, I definitely think that it is vital as a free-to-play player to pop off your gems for summons for at least the first week of the game. In my opinion, the game in Com2us gives you a massive amount of gems, stamina, energy, whatever you want to call it, free resources up the wazoo for your first week of playing this game. And with that being the case, I think it's very, very crucial that you're going to have to summon anyways, because this game, just like a lot of other hero collectors, is driven by a fodder system, and that fodder system, if you don't already know, is going to be focused all about summoning the same hero or Skylanders. So with that being the case, you have to be summoning multiple times, and you have to be getting multiple copies of those Skylanders in order to what they call super boost your Skylanders. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you go to a specific Skylander, this little, I don't know what you want to call it, a flower, a yellow flower up in the top right hand corner, if it is fully filled in as yellow, then that Skylander is completely super boost to the max. So you can see right here this little purple maxed icon. If you have a Skylander that you summon and you've never summoned a copy of that Skylander, then your flower might look something like this with this little key lock in the center. And with that being the case, you can absolutely come here and you could manually use what they call these keys, basically these legendary super boost keys. But again, we'll dive into that in another guide. We'll talk all about super boosting, so stay tuned for that video on the channel. But as of right now, I do not recommend you utilizing any of those keys. Save them up. But just to give you a little quick breakdown, as I mentioned, some of the Skylanders will have 0 super boost when you summon them. Some of them will actually have a full-on finished super boost, and those are going to be the ones that you want to look at and utilize and potentially consider for a team comp. But diving back in, that's going to be why it's inevitable that you guys, as tip number 1, need to summon at least for your first week in the game. You'll get loads of gems, loads of free resources, loads of skill up stones, loads of just things that you need in order to better your specific heroes or Skylanders, and you're gonna need Skylanders in order to utilize those resources. So again, you're gonna have unlimited amount of energy. Don't worry about it, especially for the first week of playing the game. Now that leads me into the number 2 tip, and that is going to be none other than building a team. Early game, a lot of players right now are currently asking, I believe we're 3 or 4 days into the game, maybe close to a week in the game, but none other, there are still a lot of people just now joining into the game for the very first time, and they're asking loads of questions on which Skylanders to focus, which ones not to focus, what are some good practices, yada, yada, yada. Basically, I can't stress this enough, do not try to focus legendaries early game. Okay, now if you might be asking yourself, but they're so cool, they look awesome, Kodeations, why not? They're probably the best in the game. And yes, you were 100% right. Their kits are ridiculous. The stats on them are ridiculous. If you were able to level them up, they are ridiculous. And again, in goal, sure, 100% in-game goal would be to build legendaries and have full legendary comps. But beginner's guide, that's what this video is about. I do not recommend you build legendaries. In my opinion, if you wanted to, you can focus on one legendary. Now remember, Com2us will be giving you that selective summoning ticket. If you haven't already, blew it already, I would highly recommend you utilize and save that summoning ticket after you pop off your gem summons for the first week, and then figure out what hero or legendary hero that you want to spend that selective summon on. I cannot stress that enough. I highly recommend you utilize that for a legendary. Now, the next thing that we need to notify you guys on, and that is going to be the 4 different qualities of heroes or Skylanders that you can collect. You've got the premium, which is the bottom of the bottom. You've got the rare, the heroic, and then the legendary, which is the top of the top. Now, right off the bat, I said do not focus legendaries. So what do you focus? Well, I would highly recommend that if you were going to run a legendary, run one legendary on your 4-man comp, maybe run 1 heroic, or 2 rares and a premium. So I would highly recommend that you try to focus a lot of your time on the premium and rare units. And then again, picking in a selective few of heroics that you do like and potentially want to build one of those that synergizes well with some of your premium and rare units. And then not only that, potentially picking 1 legendary. So again, you're going to need to level up and basically do a lot of different things with these individual Skylanders, from evolving, awakening them, super boosting them, transcending them, and not only that, also coming over here and leveling up their skills. And so again, you're going to need a lot of resources and a lot of materials, and the game loves to give you a lot of materials for the rare and premium units early game. So that's going to be why it's going to be very easy for you to push those units, and again, very vital for you to add them to your team comp. Now, that's going to be a little bit on the team building guide. As always, we'll be popping off a team building guide in the future, so stay tuned for that on the channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Just a little, side plug there. Diving into the tip number 3, and that is going to be diving a little bit into the gear system on specific Skylanders. So to give you guys an example here, we're going to take a look at my Thunderbolt. The gear system in this game is a little bit different. Again, we'll have a guide coming out more in depth all about gear and how it all works, and how to better understand it. But for short term, for this video, for the first week of your gameplay, I highly recommend you steer clear from equipping or utilizing any 1-star or 2-star gear. And the reason why I say that is because it's just strictly not needed. From leveling up your heroes, from leveling up your Skylanders, from evolving your Skylanders, awakening your Skylanders, all of those different things that you're going to get just from grinding out the adventure mode, the 1-star and 2-star gear almost becomes useless. Now, you can inevitably come in here and equip 2-star gear if you want, but just note that once you do start to get 3-star gear and you want to utilize some of that 3-star gear on your heroes, once you try to do that, you will be procced with a amount of gems that will end up costing you in order to swap that gear out. So that's going to be why I can't stress that enough. Do not focus on 1 and 2-star gear. Instead, wait until you are farming out some 3-star pieces, and then equip those 3-star pieces to your individual Skylanders, and then pick and choose what stats are best for that Skylander just by reading the skills, reading into what class or role that Skylander will play on your team comp, and then utilizing that. Now, once you have all 3-star gear on your specific Skylander, I highly recommend only pushing that gear to a +3 rank, because if you go any higher than that, it's going to be useless, because you're going to inevitably get 4-star gear and 5-star gear and 6-star gear, and with that being the case, you're going to replace this 3-star gear, and you're going to replace it very, very quick after that first week mark, if not by the end of that first week. And so with that being the case, highly recommend only focus 3-star gear, and only push that 3-star gear to +3, no more. Now, diving into tip number 4, and that is going to be none other than the daily grind. So just as every other action RPG game or hero collector style game, they have a set of daily quests that you can get in here and collect additional resources. And then once you collect those or you complete those individual daily tasks, you will then unlock these rewards that are hidden behind these chests. So to give you guys a preview, you can get some gems, some stamina, some in-game gold. You can get some actual awakening materials and stuff that you need, and transcendent materials. And then you can also get some additional stamina, as I mentioned already. So again, very, very vital that you get in here. And I mean, a lot of these things are super easy, guys, to get in here and do. I would say you could probably knock these bad boys out in under 30 minutes. So don't stress it too heavy, but definitely get in here and utilize these every single day. Another daily thing that you should be taking advantage of, and that is going to be the arena. Every day you get, I believe, 10. Yeah, I believe it is 10, times that you can, or 10 tries that you can attack, and utilize your arena points. Again, just, simple tips when it comes to any type of game that has any type of arena function. Get in here, utilize your tickets to the most advantage that you can. And what I mean by that is utilize that by clicking on this. Well, I guess I can't even see them. But when you do have one of your tickets, you can actually get in here, click the battle button, and it doesn't automatically start the battle. It actually previews and shows you the enemy team comp. So again, looking at that team comp, making sure it's something that you can absolutely destroy and kill, and then move on to the next one, is going to be very vital to making sure that you are collecting the amount of arena points per day, and then also completing your dailies. So again, utilizing the arena every single day. The next thing up that you won't have unlocked right away, but once you get here, which will probably be in the first 48 hours of you playing the game, you'll have some Skylanders that are around that level 40, if not higher. And then once you can actually get in here and farm the Awakening Dimension, you will be able to do this up to 10 times per day. And it's going to be very, very vital because you're going to get these Awakening Stones that you will definitely need to awaken your Skylanders. So you're going to want to get in there and farm it out very, very soon, as fast as possible, as soon as you can. The same thing with the dark subjulection or whatever. I don't know exactly when it unlocks, but once you unlock this, again, you're only going to get so many attempts per day to do that. So get in there and utilize that right off of the bat. So I can't stress that enough. The next tip that's going to be diving us into, and that's going to be number 5 and our last tip for the video, ladies and gentlemen, and that is going to be your weekly objective. So your day 1, your first week in the game, what are you trying to accomplish? And the first thing is going to be, I would highly recommend you get your Skylanders to that level 60 mark. So we're not currently at a week yet. You can see we're closing in on that 60 mark with some of our Skylanders, like our Flashwing, our Thunderbolt is getting pretty close, our Stealth Elf is getting pretty close, a couple of the other ones here are getting pretty close to that 60 mark. So that's going to be the first thing. The next thing up is going to be grinding out that 4-star gear at +3. So you want to get that 4-star gear. We have not yet dove into the dungeons on my specific account, but we're going to get into those very, very soon. Like I said, once I hit that 60 mark, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to be grinding out that 4-star gear, and I'm going to be plussing it to 3. The next thing up, you want to be grinding out to get that gear, as we were just talking about. That is going to be the 4th floor in the Cyclops Ether Fortress. So if you take a look here, that is going to be the first time that you can see that you can grind out 4-star gear, and at the 3-star gear, you can also get some purples as well, some heroic gear, which is not bad at all. But taking a look at this, you can actually get your first legendary set at that 4-star peak. Your 3 stars, or your 3rd floor does not have that, or your 2 or your 1. So again, it's not very vital to get in here and grind out the 2nd and the 1st. Instead, I would highly recommend that you actually go to the adventure mode for a while if you need to on normal, and grind out stage 1-7. They give you loads of different resources that you can actually utilize, like these these mid-evolution and low-evolution. Again, for those rare and those premium Skylanders, you can grind out stage 1-7 instead of doing floors 1 and 2 of the Cyclops. In my opinion, I think it's a better bang for your buck, and it's definitely makes your stamina a lot more worth it. But like I said, so your ultimate goal for that end of that first week is going to be grinding out that 4-star gear, hitting your level 60, farming out the 4th floor in Cyclops, beating the easy mode. So beating the easy campaign mode, definitely you should be able to do this within your first couple days of playing in the game. And then not only that, trying to farm out the normal mode at 1.7. And then the next thing up is going to be the Hex quest system. So if you go to the quest system here is your first week as it breaks it down for you of the individual things that you can collect and complete, like additional achievements. But once you do complete all of these, you will get a lovely copy of Hex. So she is a legendary Skylander that you get for free, baby. Not even investing any money into the game. Definitely need to be grinding her out as well, making sure that you are completing these quests. And then the last but not least, I think the thing that I think that you should be focusing on as well for that first week of completion, and that is going to be climbing at least to level 25 in the tower mode, because there are loads of materials that you can get from here, which are skill up materials. Again, something you're going to need early game for those rare and premium here Skylanders. But again, very, very good and very, very easy to invest in early game. But I think that's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Drop any comments down below if you have any additional questions. I will try to do my best to answer those. And not only that, hop over to my official Discord. We've got some people building up in there for Skylanders as well as other mobile games. With that being said, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time we drop a video. And I will see you guys on the next one.